Hey guys, thanks for joining my channel today. I am working on redoing a lot of the things that are outside at the flip house, and today was the day that I tackled this old crusty dusty garden shed. This thing looked terrible, and it had mold on it and moss growing on it. It had been painted about 1,000 times. So the first thing I needed to do was get my pressure washer out, locate a hose, locate an extension cord, all the fun things that you have to do before you tackle a project. So I finally got all that done and got started. So this is what we were working with. You can see kind of up close, there's a lot of peeling paint on it. That looks like where I don't know. I think it's mold, really. It's like outdoor mold and grime and grossness and algae. So I like a pressure washer, but I don't feel like a pressure washer gets everything off quickly. So I decided to go get some Clorox bleach spray and my LA's Totally Awesome cleaner and spray it on there. I just kind of hit the high points, and then I was like, nah, let's get some reinforcement with some chemicals. And yeah, you can see when I spray this LA's Totally Awesome cleaner on it that whatever this is starts turning orange. You see that? So it's kind of eating it off, and I don't even have to scrub it or anything after this. I can just pressure wash it. So I did hit the black spots with Clorox bleach spray, like a Tilex. And that really, the combo of those two was chef's kiss. Pressure washing is the most satisfying thing, I think. I love it. I love that you're getting a little bit wet. You are taking off dirt and grime and making something that looks really legitimately awful and making it look new again, or at least clean, with, water. Let me know, do you guys like to pressure wash? A lot of people, I think that pressure washing is a difficult task. I do not think it is a difficult task. I think it's difficult if you have a crank or gas-powered pressure washer, but these electric ones, they are just a dream for me, because I won't do anything that I have to pull a crank on, or whatever that's called, where you pull what's that called? Let me know in the comments. I was noticing that some of the spots, the black spots, were not getting completely clean, and so I went back in with the bleach spray, and I just wanted a fresh canvas to work with when I started painting. I kind of gently did the roof. I did not want to get up on a ladder or anything like that to do the roof. So I painted this the same color as the front door of the house, and the front door of the house is Van Cortlandt Blue by Benjamin Moore. and I was at Lowe's, and Lowe's doesn't have Benjamin Moore paint, they have Sherwin-Williams paint. So I searched in Google what is the equivalent of Van Cortlandt Blue for Sherwin-Williams, and it is Debonair, which is a fun fact. That's the color in my bedroom. So I got the Debonair paint. I love this color, and this, when I was pressure washing it, also a lot of the old paint was like flaking off, and this color was like one of the most original colors that the homeowner before us used. I said in a previous video, these homeowners built this house in the 60s, and they lived there their whole rest of their life. They just recently died in their upper 90s. And I just kind of feel like, honestly, we are bringing the life back into this house and kind of more of the original feel that the house had when it was in its heyday, because she had the most beautiful wallpaper for the time being. You know what I mean? Like, for specific to the time that the wallpaper was put up, it was so pretty. And we're kind of pouring that love and class and traditional decor and choices back into this house. So this color is maybe a bold choice for some people, but for me, it fits the house. It looks beautiful, and you see this shed when you're standing at the sink washing dishes, and so it's just a nice little fresh space to look out upon instead of looking at an old dingy, plain old looking shed. When I was talking to my husband and my dad, and I told them, I'm painting the shed, they're like, oh, you should have sprayed it. You could have sprayed it. I would have sprayed it. But it isn't hard to roll outdoors. Like, you can still roll your paint on the exterior of your house. It doesn't move as quickly. But you also don't have all that prep in the beginning, and you don't have to grab the paint sprayer and get the paint thickness right and all that stuff. So sometimes I just prefer to roll it on there. I do wish I had used one of the smaller rollers so that I could have just gone in and gone straight up and down. But this worked fine. It really didn't even take me that long. It is so crazy to me what a fresh coat of paint will do. These metal doors, they're metal, obviously, and they've probably had 20 coats of paint on them, and they're rusty. And I just had to pressure wash the majority of it off. And then here I'm going through and just kind of trying to touch up the little spots that I missed. And then I needed to do this back side of the shed. It didn't look like they painted the backside of the shed very much. So this was probably original color of the shed. Looks like a plain metal. But you can still see it when you walk around that side of the house. So I painted it. I did not paint the back of the shed because it looks like a snake zone back there. And spiders. And I was going to eat up my mosquitoes. And I would have had to move a ton of clay pots. And I wasn't trying to do all that. it felt nice to get this whole shed finished painting. And it looked really nice. And now I needed to tackle the doors. I originally thought I wanted to do black doors, and so that's what I did. And I ended up hating it. And newsflash or surprise ending, I ended up repainting the doors a different color. And I really love it now. And I'll show you that at the end. I didn't film painting it because my phone had died, but these doors, I think that the way they look right now, I think look really neat. They look really kind of like very antique farmhouse. But I wanted it to look polished and put together. Again, this house is more like a polished, put together home. And I think it would, I honestly think that those doors look so cool. Like they would be neat as like an accent piece in a house or whatever, but it still looked really dingy for an outdoor shed, I thought. So this right here is something I do when I start to get overwhelmed by a painting task. I will paint out squares on the surface of what I'm painting, and that helps me feel like I'm like making progress moving forward. Kind of gives me like a to-do list kind of thing of like paint this square, this square, this square. And it really does help me stay motivated when I am tired and don't want to do this right here anymore, because I've been painting this house for days on days, maybe even weeks. You can see me itching my legs. I was getting eaten up with mosquitoes out there. Do you have mosquitoes where you live? Let me know in the comments. We have them at our house. We get them sprayed, the one we live at, but we haven't done any mosquito control here, and it shows when you walk outside. I decided to paint the edge of the shed, the bottom edge that it's sitting on. I decided to go ahead and give it a fresh coat of paint. It was like a dark navy, or dark gray, I'm sorry. But it was chipping pretty bad too. So I gave it a quick coat of black paint, and then I started thinking, I don't like the look of this. Like, I feel like it looked like Carolina Panthers colors because of the black and the blue together. So I decided to kind of let it sit for a little bit, let me live with it, and no, I couldn't live with it. I'm quick to be like, I don't like this color, let's just paint it a different color. I'm not going to live with color I don't like, because it took me like 30 minutes total. And even though I didn't like the color, I went ahead and did a couple coats on the doors, and that gave me a good solid foundation for the color that I ended up choosing. This is what the shed looks like finished. I did Sherwin-Williams Storm Cloud on the door and the trim, and I think it looks so beautiful. It's so calming. I'm going to put a little bird feeder hanging there on that shepherd's hook and possibly put some plants in there to kind of freshen it up. And then this is a picture of what the front of the house looks like. And that's the color that I painted the front door, so you can see how it kind of ties it in from front to back. But this is where I'm going to end today. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time.